This time on Custom Works, we're going to be doing the last few little bits before we actually paint the truck, and we're going to be looking at the rear bed. So let's get to it, let's get to the workshop. We've got this opening for the exhaust. This exhaust is plumbed up and actually works. It's not quite in the right place, and I didn't know the way that I was going to make this look nice with the stainless exhaust tip in there. What I'm going to do is use the same steel pudding bowl that I'm using on the rear lights at the back. We're going to bond that in there, and then that makes, you know, like a nice size for the exhaust tip to sit through. So that's going to look absolutely awesome. And we'll probably rig up like a dummy one on the other side just so it looks symmetrical. We've altered the curve of this arch a little bit. I wasn't quite happy. It seemed a little bit too high and it was too big here. I think what I've done is look too much at the actual F1 truck. On the F1 trucks, they all have huge wheel arches, and then when you change in for a different size of wheel, a more modern size of wheel, the arch always looks too big. And I think I've been looking too much at actual F1s rather than making an arch to fit the wheel. I've seen a few F1s where, you know, because an F1 has a massive sort of a huge wheel on it. But mostly if you're going to do a custom, you'll lower it down and put smaller wheels on it. So we've got the bonnet on. The bonnet's hinged at the minute. We've just got this rigged up with this. You just pull here and push that, and up comes the bonnet. That noise though is it's still probably a little bit stuck down, so we've been doing a lot of filler work just to get the fit of the hood just right. But bonnet works nice now. And it opens and it closes nicely, you know, no problem there. We've got this insert. This has been glassed into the main fiberglass thing. So if you think, this front is actually made in 3 pieces. So this half, that half, and then this recess where the headlights are going to be mounted and the grille. And of course this front bumper, which is super strong, nice big chunk of steel behind there, making everything nice and solid. So we've finished the body prep, we've masked everything up, let's get some paint on. Alright, so we've flatted this quite a bit. What I did, I went over it all in 40 grit, got it pretty good, and then I've sprayed it in a 2K high build, which a lot went on. I'm talking, you know, this probably had 5 or 6 litres of high build on it, and then I've 320'd all of that down. And this is the 320 finish. This car is going to be finished in a matte 2K clear. I'm going to go over this with a standard base coat, then on with the matte 2K clear. So the 320 should be fine. If you're going with a shinier sort of finish, you're going to want to work this a lot more. But as it's just going to be matte, just an old-fashioned style truck, this is going to do. You know, we've done a lot of work. If you have a look around the truck, it's looking pretty good. In fact, you know, there's a bit of a sheen just to this. Now, we've been around it twice with a panel wipe, and then round it about 6 times with tack rags, getting every single bit of dirt off. This morning, we blew all of the dust out of the workshop. There may still be some over there, but there's none in this general vicinity. And we've really wet the floor down as well. So the floor is absolutely saturated at the minute, and we've got dust down to a minimum. If it was going to be a shiny paint job, we'd do more, but it's not. It's just going to be matte, and this should come out great. And we've done all in the door shuts and everything, so it should look a proper sort of pro job. The WTF1 is, at the end of the day, just a rat rod, so you know what I mean, we don't want to be going too far, but also we don't want it, you know, it don't need to be all fake patina. A rat rod can just be in a nice matte colour. Rat cut rod can be pretty much whatever you want it to be, but this should look smart without looking too scruffy. Right then, let's put some paint on. Alright, so painting done. We've masked up the whole car. Partly because I need to paint these stripes in black. They're in the grille on the sides of the bonnet, and that should make it look like the actual grille looks on the real car. Also, I've masked off around the bottom of the car. Now, because this is all fiberglass, obviously underneath is just a lot of bare fiberglass and a lot of old car. And particularly the running boards are steel, so I'm gonna schultz over everything under the car, paint the whole underside of the car black, and then get it all nice and sealed. Okay then, so the car is now painted. It's looking very nice. We've got the matte clear coat on it. It's, you know, it's got a nice sort of luster to it. And we've done quite a few bits. As you can see, the sun visor's fitted. We've got the mirrors on there. These are simple bolt-on parts, you know. Also, we've got the exhaust done. And what I've done with the exhaust is, if you remember on the rear lights we used a bowl to sink the lights in, and we've used that same bowl from, I think it's from Morrison's, just to give this nice lip around here, just to set the exhaust off. That exhaust is running pretty much straight through. We've also painted the wheels, and we've installed some of these white wool flaps. You just deflate the tyre, put it on and pump the tyre up, and there it is. Alright, so truck's really shaping up, but always there's loads of little bits and bobs, and one thing with taxi to a pickup truck is, just here there would have been, I don't know, the back of the taxi and then where the fuel goes. So we've got the fuel tank down here, which is diesel, and we need a fuel filler attaching to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the fuel cap positioned about just here in the back of the pickup bed, and to do that I've made this, which I've got the original filler. I've cut it at an angle and welded it round, and then attached this bracket, and hopefully this is just going to slip in there. I'm going to screw it down and jobs are good. And so let's do that. That's it. I've attached it back to this wood bearer that's going to support the bed, so that's pretty good. It's all pretty firm. Nice piece of rubber tube just to you know, go between the two. That's the original rubber tube off the taxi, and that's it. Fuel filler done. So, in doing the linkage for the fuel cap, what I did was I had to cut the neck off of the fuel tank. Now, I would not recommend ever doing this on petrol. Just do nothing to a petrol tank, you'll always be okay. But as this is diesel, I thought I'd give it a go. So, before I cut it, what I did, I put this, which is some rag and masking tape and a stick, down. Then I cut through the pipe. Once that piece of pipe was lifted away, I pulled that out, and all the crap comes out, and you don't get any little bits of metal or whatever in your fuel. All right, so in the pickup bed, basically where the timber frame was, I've put these joists across. The pickup bed is quite high, but there's quite a heavy kick up in the chassis. Because we've dropped the body down, does make the pickup bed a little bit shallower. We've put these across, and then we're fitting this. This is tannalised gravel board from the timber merchant. It's tannalised, so it's good outdoors. It's very strong. It's got quite a nice sawn sort of finish for what is essentially a working truck. Put this flap into the bed, and this flap opens up, this little metal handle, and then we've got the fuel filler inside of there, goes directly to the tank, and yeah, that's come up nice. What I am going to do, I'm just going to paint everything black inside there, just so it looks a little bit nicer. So, what's left to do now? We've just got to finish putting some boards in the back. Today what I'll be doing is, I'll be screwing all the sideboards up, and the ones around the edge, but I will be leaving these boards loose, as we've still got the fuel gauge to wire up, and also this truck has got a tow bar, so the big electric plug thing needs wiring to the rear lights. That's still to be done, so we will be leaving a couple out, but yeah, pretty much that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so at the rear of the cab we've got the window, and that's a piece of acrylic that we've cut to shape. And then around the outside what I've done is I've masked the edge of the acrylic, I've masked it off, then smeared sealant on it, and then while that's still wet, removed the masking tape, and then bonded it into the rebate on the back of the cab. And that's made, that's the window, the rear of the cab window done. Nice and easy, nice and quick. We fitted these door handles, which I got. These are eBay special, and they've got the lock actually in this part, so it's nice and simple. We just had to extend the push thing to knock the catch inside, and that made that work. So it's all nice and painted. At the rear, we fitted the lights in. Now those lights are the same lights as we had before. What I've done though is I've just given them a couple of coats of that stuff that you black your lights with, just so they're not so multicoloured on the back, and fitted some small LEDs as reverse lights. It is yet to be seen if they pass an MOT, but they look pretty cool. And we've got the number plate light and the number plate mounted on, fog light. You know what, we are pretty close to going for an MOT with this. In fact, as we're filming this now, the MOT is tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. So, moving around to the front of the truck, we've done these little nostril things, and they just got painted with the truck, and then I have blacked in the grill bits. We've done this, we've done the grill, as you saw coming out of the mould, I think on a recent episode, and that's been prepped and painted. And what I did with that, I sprayed that in a just normal sort of rattle can satin black, and then 2K glossed over it, and that's the same as that I've done in this whole recess, just so that's all black and it all looks uniform. Got the headlights in there. They've not got the trims on at the moment, because obviously it's going for an MOT, and we will definitely have to adjust the headlights. I have no doubt of that. The odds of them being right is very slim. And also we've put Series 1 Land Rover indicators on the front, and I've just given those a quick going over with the black tint, just so that they sort of vanish into the grille a little bit more and don't stand out as big orange balls. Okay then, that's all for this week. Join us next week when we'll be finding out, did the WTF1 pass its MOT, that all-important test it's got to have. And also, if it does pass that, hopefully, we'll be taking it out for a bit of a spin and seeing how it drives. But don't forget, leave your comments down below, click subscribe, and also give us a big thumbs up and click the bell icon for regular updates on this channel. Until next time, see you later.